If you've been watching the real estate market right now in the Okanagan and you're just not sure which way it's going to go, you're not alone. In this video, we're going to look at the real estate market for the month of April and look and see where the market is potentially going and where it is at currently. So we're looking from, you have to understand where a potential market is going and look from where it came from. And in this video, we're going to touch on the real estate market statistics for April, and we're going to see we are in let you know what we are seeing, because we are seeing inventory increase. And contrary to what economics normally will tell us, with higher inventory, we should see a reduction in pricing. We have not seen that reduction in pricing, and we're going to go over it and what that means to you at the end consumer. So if you are thinking about getting in the real estate market, it's a great time right now to inquire, ask questions, and really understand what's happening, and so you can make educated decisions for yourself. And on that note, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please reach out if you are looking to buy, sell, invest anywhere here in the Okanagan. Us or my team would be love to help you out. If you've been watching the real estate market right now in the Okanagan and you're just not sure which way it's going to go, you're not alone. In this video, we're going to look at the real estate market for the month of April and look and see where the market is potentially going and where it is at currently. So we're looking from, you have to understand where a potential market is going and look from where it came from. And in this video, we're going to touch on the real estate market statistics for April, and we're going to see let you know what we are seeing, because we are seeing inventory increase. And contrary to what economics normally will tell us, with higher inventory, we should see a reduction in pricing. We have not seen that reduction in pricing, and we're going to go over it and what that means to you at the end consumer. So if you are thinking about getting in the real estate market, it's a great time right now to inquire, ask questions, and really understand what's happening, and so you can make educated decisions for yourself. And on that note, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and please reach out if you are looking to buy, sell, invest anywhere here in the Okanagan. Us or my team would be love to help you out. So as we're looking at the real estate market statistics, this is from our weekly email we send out every week. But for this, we have the monthly April statistics. And for this month, we saw sales pick up. As you see, 447 sales this past month, which overall is not too enthusing and not huge numbers what we're seeing. However, we did see numbers only come 10 sales shy of what 2023 April statistics number is. We are seeing fixed interest rates drop, where we're seeing some additional freeing up of some properties that are being able to being sold, because the variable rates are still high, but we are seeing from our mortgage professionals that fixed rates are relatively low. They can get them down into the 4% range. So Cam with Move-In Mortgages is a good reference to have. So if you do want to contact somebody that knows what's happening in the market and can educate you throughout it, feel free to reach out to Cam and he will get you dialed in. But when we're looking at the total number of sales, so not going to see a huge amount. What we're going to see is the huge amount of inventory increasing here. So the total sales months of inventory, we're at 8 months of inventory, which is a balanced market. So nothing too enthusing, nothing too big that you'd be necessarily concerned with the overall marketplace. Overall volume, median prices has remained pretty stable and not a great deal. We'll get into it a little bit more, but the change in pricing over the last few years and seeing how far off we are compared to where we were last year and the year before. Single family homes has the highest months of inventory. So that is obviously also one of the higher ticketed items. So more heavily pinpointed in the market with higher prices, which are going to be more impacted. And we're seeing 10 months of inventory on that side. Sales did pick up though, 202 total sales, total of 1,500 listings there. So that's where we are seeing a good amount of inventory, and something we got to continue watching. Townhomes is in the balanced market area as well as apartments, but apartments is seeing higher inventory. So May 1st is today, and we're seeing the short-term rental restrictions coming into effect today, and this is where we've seen inventory increase over 55% in the last year. So this is the biggest change in the marketplace, is the overall inventory numbers. However, that being said, the average price point hasn't changed a great deal. It is only down from the peak of $493,000. So that it hasn't really changed a whole lot from it. And right now at $475,000, that isn't a big increase, especially with a 50% increase in the current inventory. And what that's telling us is prices are sellers are being relatively sticky on their pricing no matter the market, and there's a certain feasibility to it. Sellers will rather keep it and put a long-term rental in it if they can't sell it for the price that it makes sense to sell it at. And because of all the fees and costs associated with selling a property, and they're probably going to want to, now with capital gains tax, that's also going to impact what people are looking to do. There could be some changes happening there, and it's really, at the end of the day, all these restrictions likely won't increase or decrease the property values. Although it's going to increase the overall inventory, we haven't seen prices drop yet from any of the additional increase in supply. Stickiness still remains from the sellers until maybe somebody is motivated and they have to and want to get out. All right, so as we break it down, we're going to look at the inventory here, and we're just specifically going to dive into condos, because I think this is where a lot of people are believing where the market is just going to see what's happening in the condo market with short-term rentals. So this is the supply, active number of listings. We already touched on it, but we're seeing 54% of increase in inventory over the 5-year average here. 45 compared to the 10-year average as well. So we are definitely seeing a higher rate of listings on the market. But as we break it down, when we look at the average price, because normally economics will tell us supply and demand, higher supply will rely, depending on what demand is doing, assuming no additional demand, it's going to bring a reduction in cost of housing. But so we're looking at the average prices right now. So we're seeing 50% higher prices than we were last year, but or higher inventory than we were last year, but we're also seeing $25,000 more expensive housing. So whatever the plan is and the economics of it is just not working right now. It comes back to maybe sellers are being a little bit sticky on it. We also don't know what the type of homes that are selling and moving. Another thing we have to factor in is the overall inventory. A lot of the purpose-built rentals, a lot of the new developments that are happening right now are going to purpose-built rentals. So that's something we need to look into, because we're not going to have a whole additional supply of new builds coming on the market other than a select few, and that's something to watch. And so we look at the average price point. The average price point for sales last year was $455,000. This year, the average looks like it's going to be trending above that $455,000 even. And I think that's where we're seeing the softening of the fixed rates, and people are a little bit more inclined, especially the first-time home buyer market, that's getting into it. But when we look at the overall inventory increase, 30% increase in the single family homes, we're also seeing on here the single family home average sale price. So we got $980,000 for the average sale price, median sale price, in April of 2024. That's up from where it was last year at the same time, $942,000, but down from the peak, obviously, of 2022. So we did see a peak out here in March and April of 2022, and then you see how it dropped there, and it got as low as $888,000 in January of 2020 and $885,000 this past January. So normal seasonal slowdowns, but now we're seeing different inventory hit the marketplace, increasing it, and especially some of those higher end properties, they just show a lot better in spring, and so we're starting to see them hit the market, and some of them are selling fairly quickly. So that is one thing where this is going to really put the economics 101 and everything to a test, as it's not necessarily reflective of what we're seeing in the marketplace and in the additional increase in inventory. We're not necessarily seeing the prices come down on it. So we're seeing a stickiness in pricing. So that's something you got to be watching out for in the marketplace. If you're a seller, it's still a good time to be a seller. Anything under $1 million is still the seller's market. If you're a buyer, it is a good time to maybe look at making an opportunity and pulling the trigger there, depending on what type of and what your situation and your current living situation is. Just something we're seeing here. We're not necessarily going to see prices come down. We can't predict the future. If you do have any questions on the real estate market, if you're a buyer, you're a seller, investor, whatever you're looking to do, we do have different opportunities for everybody. And as you saw with the weekly email, we actually have an opportunity for off market right now, but a pre-sale buy, which they just sold out last year in 37 minutes. And now they're releasing 5 extra stories of floors. So there's a great opportunity there. If you do have questions on it and want to get more information, reach out. We'd love to help you out.